Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Trekyards. We are the Upper Deckers. He's Commander Cockings.
Here's Captain Foley. Yes, you fine people down there who make the ship run. We just stand up here and do our jobs. Well, apparently.
And nothing ever happens to us from your point of view.
Pay attention!
Today we're talking about Lower Decks, of course, Season 5, Episode 8, Upper Decks.
The last before the two-parter. So this is the penultimate story and penultimate episode. So lots hanging on this one as being, leading us into the final three. Stuart, what do you think of episode 8?
All I thought was, I'm glad this isn't the series or the season finale, because it would have been kind of disrespectful to the leads. Kind of like Enterprise. No, I thought this was kind of fun, honestly. I like the idea that not everybody on the ship knows what's going on. That was one of the best things about the Lower Decks episode from TNG. I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed seeing more of the command crew doing their thing. Definitely some stuff going on all the time. And I love Ransom in this one. I think he was great. Freeman was on point. Got to see more of Stevens helping her out, which was awesome. Shax, wow, dealing with that is amazing. And then just all the main story of like the Clickets, these insectoids.
Love your hair today, by the way, Stuart. It's great.
Thank you. I'm not a Clicket, so don't try to make me rage. Anyway. And I gotta say, I gotta shake my fist at Mike McMahon and his team for basically throwing Trekyards a big curveball with the Cordry rocks in the ceiling panels. And they help, and it's all technical. Like, we cover the ships in tech, right? So their non-centrosymmetry disrupts the charged leptons in the isolinear pathways of the main deflector. So I can no longer say it's just insulation foam in the consoles. Way to go, guys.
Except, just jumping briefly there, my first thought was, what about before isolinear tech was invented?
Oh, aha. There you go.
Enterprise, what was Excelsior? Was their excuse? They're pre-isolinear.
Yeah, and there's also some silly technobabble with Billups later, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, it was a fun episode. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I just missed out on our Lower Deckers. That's all. What did you think of this one?
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I think no story was pushed far enough to make it great. And I was certainly thinking throughout, when are we going to shift into high gear? Because they have a good gear, but they missed lots of potential, just further. The obvious one, of course, was having Kira in the DS9, or in the the Classic War flashback, because while legacies aren't required, they allow you to really add something to a narrative. And seeing Kira playing, because we know they were friends, as soon as he had a flashback to past, I thought we're going to get Kira like Data, right? Like a good secondary, but not super crucial. And I was somewhat let down how small that plot was, given that was the most interesting to me of all the, because you could have added something, right? So that was good, but that was the best chance to bring one in. I like seeing Freeman just doing meetings. I mean, these are not good officers in the grand scheme. They are basic lower deck, as in lower deck of the fleet. So therefore, anything you see from them, it's a sliding scale, right? So the fact that her busy day is just meetings makes sense to me, because you wouldn't think Picard's doing that. You wouldn't think Kirk was ever doing that. Like, in that way, there are more meaningful things on bigger ships. This is not that. So it works really well. And the date was lovely. Finally again, that's Matt address, because he's been super missing for a while. Tiana, I mean, she had more lines this episode than the last two seasons put together.
Yeah.
Not sure it was particularly interesting, because it was, you didn't even mention it in your spiel.
I forgot it, yeah.
Yeah, like, I get the idea, but it's sort of species-based, like, her species can take pain, I suppose. Okay. Oh, is that it? Oh, that's the joke. Oh, I did like the second guy, but it didn't go anywhere, really, and it could have gone somewhere pretty amazing. Billups, fun. That's exactly what I was expecting from Lower Decks. Just the silly fun. I like the Australian lady, and the fact that they definitely embraced the nonsense of the technobabble in that, in a way that you can kind of tell, which I liked. And it wasn't a funny episode by any means, but I definitely had a big smile of, engineer's log. I had a burrito for lunch, whatever, and Give me a stomachache. Okay, now. That's it. Love the contrast there. That was my funniest line. And the low deck team were great. I definitely got what they were doing within the first 3 minutes. I'm like, we're doing that in reverse. I just wish they pushed the stories further, because the point of the original episode was how small it was, but with this really important upper deck story here, even though in theory the ship was in danger, none of the stories I felt very big or serious, and so I was missing something meaty. They all kind of felt small, which was weird because they weren't, but maybe because they're all simultaneous. I don't know. Yeah, your thoughts?
Well, to be a play on the Lower Decks episode of TNG, it would have been nice if we saw our characters, like Boimler and Mariner and stuff, getting little snippets of information, like, we need something down in the hangar deck now, and then somebody run by and be like, what's that all about? I don't know. Because you kind of got that in the Lower Decks episode of TNG. It
was twice as long, though.
I know, but but you want to see it from their perspective, and see the stuff going on that is going on, but not getting the full picture, because that's kind of the point of the episode. It would have been cool if there was more of that in this.
Or the idea you just said, but sort of the reverse, in that you just, at the start of the scene, the episode where they're in the room, they say, computer activate a dark mode, or sound dampen mode, or, a quiet mode, and the door's just kind of soundproofed, and so you know what deck they're on, or room they're on, and there's a firefight outside, and you cut to them just painting or whatever, and because they can't hear. That's the cut you needed to show why they're oblivious, because of course they would see the red alert if there was a red alert. They would hear the weapons fired. They would see the shakes. I mean, you can't really ignore it. So it would be nice to kind of give that a rationale. Especially as we know Boimler lives in a Bassard room. So I would imagine there's probably more proofing to that room, even more so that you could argue. Therefore, Boimler, activate loud music to cover the sound of, it could have more of that, you're right, to kind of cut them just having fun, drawing more things, which was a lovely little thing. And then hard cut to a firefight. Or Shaxx breaking necks. I mean, that would have been a fun edit.
And I do like, instead of, Cerritos strong, we got wise and strong, brave and true. That's what makes us Cerritos crew. We got the upper deckers, little thing. That was kind of nice, I gotta say. But yeah. And an AI golem to protect the console. That was kind of funny too.
Yeah, the only problem with that is that when you take Trek past the confines of the reality that it had for 60 years, they would not have done that on TNG, Voyager, DS9, even Strange Worlds. It would look silly. So it takes you into real cartoon territory, and it pulls me out of it instantly. I would be fine if the exact same thing had happened, but because I guess our whole projectors in the engineering, they'd have to be, right? If a hollow version of Binar appeared, I am the golem, and then suddenly it grows to 10 foot tall, and that's their equivalent of a giant thing. That's all I needed for that to be a joke, not a giant L-cars, which just it pulls me out of it instantly because it's just too silly. It doesn't feel very Trek, because Trek would never do that in any. Not even JJ would do that. It's too it's not quite what they would do. What do you think about what I said about how, even though in theory the episode had big stories, they all felt small? Would you agree, or do you kind of disagree?
I agree. I think that's kind of the point, and why nothing was really focused on that extensively. I was kind of confused at the end when Carol was saying, "Oh, your Shaxx just fighting off his demons." How did she know that at that point?
Stuart, but it happens every year.
It's an ongoing thing.
It's an ongoing thing. It's nothing special, which I liked. I thought that was a nice twist. It was just oh yeah, 5th Thursday of Jarun. Yeah, the demons got to play.
Yeah, nothing was focused on enough to really make it feel super. But there was a lot going on at the same time, which. It wasn't even related, some of it. The engineering stuff was totally separate. So
yeah, which I think also pulls away from it, because I feel like in the original Lower Decks episode, there's a bit more cohesive storytelling. So the fact that and I assumed, even given there was a moment when the bug creatures said we've been putting in operatives, so I assumed the Australian girl I've never seen is an operative because she's in the story with Billups. I assumed. You know what I mean? That obviously was going to play that way, because they're the ones who are doing the things to cause the problems. And then, no, it's just separate. So that I thought was a big missed opportunity. Although I liked her, that she was great, but that was definitely that would have made more structural sense. Because if you link it, then the story deepens versus having 3 standalone. Like I said, I'd been 100% fine if it was almost exclusively just Shaxx fighting his Cardassian demons. That was a good enough story for me. would have been a good story if they'd gone further, like I said, or bring back Kai Wynn. Imagine her appearing as obviously not the actress, but the person. Kai Wynn, I will serve you. You could have had a really fun. Whoa, this is a Vedic Boreal, you're so young. What? Or he could have called Kira at the end on DS9 and said, Kira, I fought the demons again. Did you win? Yes. How many necks you sat this time? 430. Good job. Like that again, that would have raised the storyline a lot had Kira been involved in any way, right? We had Boimler's beard, very similar to last week, so no particular change in that. I don't think Rutherford had a beard, so no change in that. No mention or impetus of the temporal of the anomaly, so no continuation of the main story. No mirror, no second throw on Boimler. I mean, incredibly standalone, right? Not a single element from other episodes, and I don't think for a second it's anything, and this was leading to next week either. So sometimes you use this as an excuse to build in the third. I was definitely expecting, as I've said 3 or 4 times a season, a sting at the end to tell us, next week we're getting Section 3 on Boimler, and he's got a Dominion friend. Wayun's back, that's cool. 9 Wayuns. Like, I was expecting a sting to kind of give us something, but it was a shockingly standalone for the third to last episode.
Which is, I don't mind, honestly. Like, it was a good enough episode that I really didn't, it's not a nitpick for me. But yeah, it would have been cool if it tied in some way. And I did check after the credits to make sure there's no like post credit thing, because I was hoping for something. But the way it ended was so like casual that it's like, I don't think there's going to be anything.
I mean, it's nice to see the husband admiral. Certainly in season 1, we were led to believe they were divorced, like strongly led to believe. So it was odd that they've, like, I prefer they're not, but it was odd to kind of play it this way. But also, I'm assuming this entire situation took place over like half an hour, because, I mean, well, in fairness, we do have her schedule, so you can actually, I guess, work out it does roughly take half an hour to an hour. But the Admiral's on board. He's gonna, I know he's not on duty, but a ship had to drop him off, which means there's a Federation ship in range.
That's the other thing, yeah.
Which just left, or he's been on there for hours. Now, he might have been, I know I'm potentially putting too much thought in, but that would have been a nice reason to have, let's say, an Excelsior nearby, or starting the episode with warping away, or, whatever. Because he can't just appear. And I guess he could have arrived on a shuttle, but if I was an Admiral, I wouldn't take a shuttle to I would, not to sound braggy, I would ask for a real ship to take me instead of 6 weeks to take me in 2 days, right? So I liked him being there, although I would have liked not Paris. I know it sounds silly, I know obviously the reference, but I would have liked something a bit more original. Maybe Riser or something, because they have no connection to Paris.
Because I was like, how long has he been on the ship? It would have been funny if he was like hanging out in the holodeck for like 2 days to surprise her or something. But yeah, you don't get an idea of how he arrived, which
it's pretty important. An Admiral arriving on a Federation starship, you would both notice and, not necessarily her, but like people. And it would have been, again, like you say, really cool. Hard cut between the big action to the small action if you knew he was there earlier and he was in the holodeck setting up balloons, and so it hard cuts to him again in privacy mode because it's a secret, and he's just going balloon, and he's doing it manually because he knows Carol likes real balloons, and he's like, I'll do it for you, Carol. Like, could have been really cute, like these people who are having giant, which also have been triply funny because then the upper decks are also immune, because you have the lower decks, the ultra upper deck and the middle deck, so that would have been fun to play on him being there in some way. But nice they're together, but I definitely underserved, although nice to have him there.
I mean, I did enjoy the episode quite a bit. There was always something going on, but the pacing was really great, honestly.
It was very quick. Yeah,
stories going on.
Yeah.
So no complaints there. I thought the Bugoon creatures were fine.
Almost tardigrades.
Kind of like pill bugs at the end, with the little one trying to catch up and turn into a little pill bug. And I love that the Clickets were going for their organ that helps them cloak, because that's kind of interesting if you can incorporate that organically. That was all right.
I liked they were also in the meeting at the start mentioned. That was a good reference. That was, because I was wondering, have we seen them before in Lower Decks? Yeah. Oh, okay, they were in the meeting. That was, yeah. Shows why meetings are important, right?
Yes, very important. But yeah, so it was good. It was a good episode. I don't know, wasn't my favorite of the season by any stretch, but I did like. It felt like a couple different episodes in one, so that was kind of interesting.
It was kind of a Chinese buffet.
Yeah,
where it
exactly.
had lots of okay stuff, but nothing particularly good. I know one element was actually that well done. It was just a gentle, although not at all gentle, because it had almost a warp core breach and death in tube, and
Yeah.
you know.
They did reference a singing virus, which is kind of
Yes.
funny.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I mean, there's a few small little things in there where that was great, but the Tiana story kind of was not great for me. I didn't quite understand it. Like she was testing her pain threshold, and it's just them hot soup. So,
Yeah, and I don't think you would hire a doctor who feels pain differently to everyone else in a way that means you can't relate. But again, it's not a very well-classed ship. These are not high-end officers, which I know you said at the start you like Ransom, but I didn't like Ransom in this episode in the sense of if his command style involves looking dumb, I see why he's never been promoted to a good ship, because you are only going to go so far with that, because you're actively leading them, you're manipulating them. And I thought, like, I knew it was doing instantly, right? I got his plan from second one, but I'm thinking, yeah, you're never going to go higher than a Cali doing that. That's a very low end maneuver, and
maybe he's happy with that though.
sure, but not a good officer thinking. It was just, but he's kind of that frat bro, isn't it? So he's he's still a lower decker in his heart, so he's just doing their logic. But I wouldn't want to serve under him with that sort of command style. Neither the story or the way he treated it, I think is.
The reason I said I liked it was because he has an interesting style. He lets people like work stuff out on their own without necessarily stepping in. He's just a good guy at heart. We've seen it quite a few times during the course of the series. He's not as dumb or as mean as he comes across most of the time. There's a reason for it. I just that's what I mean. I kind of like his, you guys figure it out kind of vibe. So
it's just a problem, because if you're the officer, you're thinking, I hate this guy, he's an idiot, he can't do anything, does not equate to you trusting him next time. So while this one situation might have been fixed by him having a fake nap for 2 hours, it doesn't help his reputation, his longevity, his command style. Like it's a problem-solving thing, but it's not a good solution.
it also does make him kind of dangerous because he was faking sleeping while the Clicket was in there attacking everybody, and he didn't.
See?
Oh, the ship's being attacked, right? So
Yeah,
like I thought that as well, but
I get it. I like him, but he's never going to go beyond a Cali. He's not. Which is the same with Carol, right? She's not a very good captain officer, but she's good in this. At this level of this role, she's gentle. But that's the fun, right? None of them are great.
But we want to hear from you guys, so comment down below. That's what the comment section is for. Let us know what you thought about this episode. Anything we discussed, anything we missed, let us know. And make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell icon, join us for lives, do all the things that, YouTube does.
And how do you feel that Mike has finally done the reverse of the episode that inspired him 30 years ago? Because that's quite a special thing to do. So well done him for achieving that as a get it in while I've definitely got a season. So that's pretty cool. I'm hopefully emailed the writer of the Lower Decks episodes, hey, we did your episode a bit in reverse. It's pretty special. And if you want to be special to us, you can support us on Patreon or join the channel on YouTube. Both are amazing ways to help what we do here every single, sometimes day, but every single week, every single month, for 10 years, oh my goodness. Or you can support us via super chatting during any live, any ranking, review, breakdown, conversation, chip discussion, etc., etc. Any amount, any support means a lot to us. Or you can super thanks on any video, including that favourite ship that you like. Yes, that one. No, not that one, the other one. There we go. Go Google that one. Super thanks on that if you can, if you enjoy our content, I'll review it. And PayPal if you can, trekyards@hotmail.com. Or buy a shirt at the links down below. It all does help.
So what he's saying is, help out your upper decks. Because we got you guys covered.
Because we do work. We don't just, we do the work.
For you guys.
Yes.
So until next time, he's Commander Cockings.
He's Captain Foley.
Have a great day, guys.
Bye, guys.